been sewn with the undertaker, and I've been watching my words closely as I fall and wash away my sins. Reaching out through the cold and lonely, all black night that's got me going sovereignly to an old forgotten skin. Holding on to the current thesis, confiscated my own weakness. All of this will soon be in the past. And I keep running away from my mistakes. He's Undertaker, and all my heroes are fake. Day after day, he's Undertaker. I just wanna be the light that is right in front of me. Till I have a little. He's Undertaker. Sweet dead eyes staring calmly, looking at a distant memory, cognizant of rotting empathy. Take me back to the innocence of knowing that it will all make sense when God appears and lifts us from the grave. Made my peace with going nowhere, dedicated a life is showing. All of this will soon be in the past. And I keep running away from my mistakes. He's Undertaker, and all my heroes are fake. Day after day, he's Undertaker. I just wanna be the light that is right in front of me. Till I have a little. He's Undertaker. I'll see you when you go. I know, I know, I know, I'll be here when you go. And I'll keep running away from my mistakes. He's Undertaker, and all my heroes are fake. Day after day, he's Undertaker. I just wanna be the light that is right in front of me. Till I have a little. He's Undertaker. He's Undertaker. He's Undertaker. He's Undertaker. Whoa, he's Undertaker.
Today's Tuesday, yesterday was Wednesday, tomorrow is the day before. Someday in the future, the ruthless and the ignorant keep stomping across the floor. Everything's changing, and though it's still the same, it's somehow different than it was before. Today is Tuesday, yesterday was Wednesday, tomorrow is the day before. Someday in the future, the ruthless and the ignorant won't come round here anymore. I don't need you anymore.
Stretched out smile, holding breath, I'm falling down. Take quick steps, you're only there a moment. I'll put my coat on. Eyes like gold, sharpened takes, you're standing up. Quicken pace, it's warm outside, I'm okay for a while. And I can make myself happy for the moment if you won't. Closing off my senses, I'll water them down. Push away, I think that I can give up now. And I'll sharpen my focus if you notice when I'm gone. Curling hair, close your eyes, we're upside down. No more sky, my mother said, be careful, don't keep it inside. Broken words trace your lips, you claim the earth. Fingertips, another day we're gone.
Welcome, faithful followers of the Green and White, to today's women's soccer pre-conference finale at Vikings Field. Today's last match against non-Big 8 adversaries pits the visiting Hawks of Las Positas College from the Coast Conference against your DVC Vikings. The Vikings are 2-6 on the season after splitting a pair of home matches last week with Dianza and West Valley. The Hawks did the same, splitting a pair at home against Contra Costa and Lake Tahoe last week, and enter play at 4-3-1. Without any further ado, here are today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Hawks, coached by Andrew Cumbo, assisted by Christian Babontin Jimenez, Carlos Moreno, Irie O'Donnell, and McKenna Macinter. First the captains, a sophomore defender out of Doherty Valley, number 6, Giovanna Coble. A sophomore forward out of Deer Valley, number 11, Amaris Andrade. And a sophomore defender out of Granada, number 25, Kylie Hallbeck. The rest of the Las Positas starters. A freshman goalkeeper out of Patterson, number 1, Jordan Tovar. A freshman midfielder out of Amador Valley, number 10, Yulia Ikuta. A freshman midfielder out of Foothill, number 15, Vanessa Gomez. A freshman forward out of Livermore, number 17, Reese Bingham. A redshirt freshman midfielder out of Granada, number 19, Barina Husic. A sophomore defender out of Castro Valley, number 21, Allison Mitchell. A freshman midfielder out of San Leandro, number 24, Lizette Elenes. And a freshman midfielder out of James Logan, number 27, Priscilla Flores. And now for your DVC Vikings, coached by Colleen Mullins, assisted by Sam Lubasic and Tino Takuba. The captains, a sophomore defender midfielder out of Doherty Valley, number 24, Maila Hicks. And a sophomore midfielder forward out of Cal High, number 27, Alina Rodriguez. The rest of the starters for the Green and White. A freshman goalkeeper out of Concord, number 0, Isabella Hernandez. A freshman defender out of Berrien Christian, number 2, Hannah Morel. A freshman midfielder forward out of Liberty, number 3, Cami Regas. A sophomore defender out of St. Patrick's St. Vincent, number 5, Callista Rubel. A freshman defender out of Liberty, number 12, Amanda Robertson. A redshirt sophomore defender out of Dublin, number 14, Sophia Loera. A sophomore midfielder forward out of EI, number 17, Mickey Miyazaki. A freshman forward out of San Ramon Valley, number 19, Sophia Gonzalez. And a freshman forward midfielder out of College Park, number 23, Molly Rattery. Today's officials are Jashanbir Bowie in the center, assisted by Dwight Maloney on the player bench sideline, and Justin Yarkin on the spectator stand sideline. We ask that you please remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Through the left side, base hit! Downing is in to score! And DVC walk it off!
Chest high step, he looks down the middle of the field, he's gonna throw the goal route, has the man in the middle, intercepted! Intercepted, taking it down the far sideline, he steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage, and that's how you cap the game up!
Sierra Smith quickly worked around, feeding the hot hand, Jasmine got it! 3 threes for number 23!
Who finds Edwards, Edwards needs to get the shot up, pulls up a deep 3, able to knock it down!
The counter-attack, here comes Carla Ramos forward looking for Noelle Lemus. She's gotten by the last defender. Valentine comes out. Noelle drills the keeper. Lemus. And that is a DVC victory. And the Vikings are champions of California. Welcome, faithful followers of the Green and White, to coverage of women's soccer on DVC Vikings Live. I'm your host and commentator, Joe Hickey, ready to bring you today's pre-conference finale as the Hawks of Las Positas College venture up 680 to visit the DVC Vikings. It's going to be a little while before either of these teams are back in action after today. LPC have the rest of this week off before visiting Chabot for their Coast Conference opener on Tuesday next week, while the Vikings will be idle until Friday, October 10th, when they start big play against Modesto Junior College. Though given the number of new names in the side and the number of niggling injuries scattered throughout the team, they'll welcome a chance to get healthy and cohesive before leaping into the conference fray. After an 0-4 start to the season, 2 of those forfeits due to the aforementioned short and injured roster, the Vikings have split their last 4. Last week, it was a little history on Tuesday as the Vikings dispatched De Anza for the 8th time in a row to earn coach Colleen Mullins her 200th career win at DVC. On Friday, they played those other Vikings from Saratoga down to the wire in a 3-2 defeat. 3 goals on the week and a first for Cami Regas and a first collegiate tally for Mickey Miyazaki to equalize Friday's encounter less than 3 minutes after DVC conceded the opener opener. As for LOSPO, similar story, just exaggerated. A more resounding victory on Tuesday over DVC's district mates, but a bit of a thumping Friday against Lake Tahoe. Reese Bingham scored twice against the Comets, while Yulia Ikuta scored once and assisted 2 in that Tuesday win. 2 Coyotes goals in the middle of the first half, though, against Amy Ledesma, who starts today on the bench, put the Hawks behind the 8 ball on Friday against the 2024 regional finalists. We will take a quick look here at the lineups one more time, but we are just about ready for action as Josh Bowie strides to the center. The referees in the purple over black and black, DVC the black to green gradient, and Las Positas in the gray over black and white, pink numbers on the back of those. And we get underway in precisely this moment here. Oops, wrong macro. There we are. That's what we were looking for. Let me kill the music. Yeah, we're good. It's off. Okay, perfect. Vikings start with the ball here in the home blacks. Lose out immediately, though, with Sofia Gonzalez on the ball. DVC, as we were saying, in the black over black and green, attacking left to right across your dial. Dammit, get that off the screen. And that, too. This is what happens when you try to automate and you hit a wrong button. I think we should be good now. Ball in possession right now of Las Positas in their back line. Expecting something in the way of a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2 for Coach Andy Cumbo. Cumbo in his second season here as the women's head coach. He had been the men's head coach for a little while before that, as a ball's hoofed over the top in search of Alina Rodriguez up top. She, Gonzalez, and Molly Rattery. Gonzalez to the right and Rattery to the left are your front line. Notable absence from the starting lineup. Angie Huber is going to start on the bench today, has picked up a little bit of a knock, but gives DVC a chance to show a slightly different look up front. Here's Miki Miyazaki on the ball in the center circle. Hicks, now Cami Regas. Regas and Miyazaki, the ones responsible for most of the damage last week. Regas scored 3 times. Miyazaki once, her first tally. Trying for a shot from distance right away is Yulia Ikuta. Bounding ball cleared away by Callista Rubel. Callista gets the start today in the back line, allowing Maila Hicks to play in the defensive midfield instead of her defensive position that she'd been doing really since the start of conference play last year, about 10 minutes into the conference season. 4 subs, or rather, 4 subs available here for the Vikings today. Angie Huber, Emma Soboleski, Hannah Walden, and Jocelyn Pelcastre. 5 on the bench for Andy Cumbo's Las Positas Hawks. Ledesma, Isabel Garcia, Valesca Torres, Cameron Calise, and their own Isabella Hernandez. Ball batted away here by the DVC defense. Early days from Pleasant Hill. It's Yulia Ikuta coming in on the left side, rolls the ball towards the penalty dot. A little closer maybe to the top of the box. Knocked away by the DVC defense, but held in by the 25, Kylie Hallback. Up the left wing, looking for Gomez. Gomez working against Hannah Morell. Gets to the byline, closed off there. Ball dropped back and cut off by Miyazaki. Amaris Andrade, the sophomore forward out of Deer Valley, 4 goals last year and scored 1 of the 6 that the Hawks hung on Contra Costa on Tuesday. She's got 1 of the captain's armbands, the other 2 belonging to Kylie Hallback and Giovanna Coble. For the Vikings, Hicks and Rodriguez, the skippers on the field. At the moment, it appears to be Regas in the playmaker role, with Hicks and Miyazaki a little deeper lying. Robertson is your left back, Loetta and Rubel your center backs, and Hannah Morell right back. Hannah got herself her 2nd goal of the season against De Anza on Tuesday last week. We initially thought it was her 2nd assist. The ball in, cut off by Cami Regas. That'll come to Gonzalez. Up ahead to Rodriguez. Looking for Gonzalez. Fumbles it a little bit, but she has got some wheels and looks to try and take Hallback on the dribble. Instead, she'll drop it back towards Rodriguez. Cut off there. Alina to the deck. No foul either way. Ball played to Priscilla Flores. Allison Mitchell, the center back, bombing one forward. Mitchell last season started every game. So far has started every game of this year as well. A goal and an assist for her in the match against Contra Costa, with a goal before that against the College of the Redwoods. Hannah Morell, a nice cut. Forward looking for Rodriguez, tries to run it for Sofia Gonzalez. Nothing doing. Morell in pursuit. The race will be won by Vanessa Gomez. Hannah looks to get stuck in, and the ball stays put. Gomez goes away. Morell takes it. Gonzalez in battle with Hallback. Headed in the direction of Miyazaki, who settles that for Regis by Hicks. Lofted to the left side. Rattery thought about using her chest to control it. Instead just protects. Ball forward now looking for Alina. Cut off by Mitchell and cleared away. For LOSPO also appears to be a three-woman front line with Bingham and Gomez on either side of Ikuta. Alina in battle here and wins the battle with Mitchell. Here comes Alina. Alina inside and goes for goal. Might have been better served trying to square one for Miyazaki in that moment. But an early opportunity that will go down as DVC's first shot and first shot on frame. First thing on the ledger period here in this match in minute number 6. Taken away again by DVC. A bit of a slip from Gonzalez as she tries to feed one forward for Mickey. Cleared away. Gomez made difficult by Morell, nearly taken away by Regis, and it will stay with the Vikings. Here comes Mickey near the edge of the 18, tries to slide one in. Cleared only as far as the 24, Elenis. DVC's 24 getting stuck in, and Hicks works it off. Regis firing from distance, and it'll be Tovar over to get that well wide of the right side. It will be shot number 2, but that one not on the frame. Of course, you can hardly blame Regis and even the Vikings more in general for taking rips from distance right now. Cammie scored an absolute banger a week ago from about 25 yards away. I joked on social media that it was such a tasty goal that without even realizing I was doing it, I rolled the R in her last name when I was celebrating it. I think I was gearing up for golazo. Ball forward is cleared away by Callista Rubel. Of course, for that matter, Miki Miyazaki's first tally, which you may have seen on the DVC Women's Soccer Instagram. That one also a hit from outside the box. Had some issues with the huddle cam on Friday, so our apologies for not having it live for you, as that one is headed by Ikuta, wide of the frame. Decent ball in from the right back. Ends up over the back line. We'll have that as shot number 1, but well off target, wide left. We'll have our first substitution early going here. Sofia Gonzalez takes the penny from Emma Soboleski, who will install herself as the right wing, like-for-like swap here for the green and white. 97 degrees as we begin play here today, as the ball's taken away in the midfield. Lizette Elenis. Back and forth with Ikuta. Back now to Elenis. Maila Hicks trying to prevent her from turning, and Miyazaki will take it away. Last touched by Mickey. Throw in to come. Up the sideline for Gomez. Ticked away by Morell. You'd argue that at this point, DVC, in matches where they were not severely compromised numerically, are 2-1 on the season. Wins over Dianza. And of course over Cabrillo, those 2 so far this season, as that ball's hoisted in. Looked more like a pass. We'll go ahead and leave that off the score sheet. But Bella Hernandez quickly out to it. 6 saves for her in the game against West Valley. Vikings had a rapid response to the opposing Valley Vikings getting the advantage in that game. Original lead was West Valley's for all of 3 minutes before Miyazaki equalized. DVC looking for the first one here. That's a far post hit from Rattery, knocked down by Soboleski, but her momentum's going to carry her away from it, and Mitchell will claim. Up ahead here for Gomez, and Morel will shepherd it. Last touched by Gomez as it goes out of play. Oh, I could have sworn that was going to be a Viking throw-in. It's been given the way of the Hawks. That is definitely a miss. Gomez tries to put one in along the sideline, nothing doing. Clearance nicely into the path of Cami Rigas. Up ahead looking for Miyazaki. Good step, though, from behind from Amaris Andrade. Listed as a forward, but seems to be playing in a defensive mid-role at the moment. Drop back to Gomez. Ball in. That's going to go past everybody to the back post. Look out. Bingham had an opportunity at it, but it's a little tough to lean back and get to that one. Clearance held in by the 24 Elenes. Change of the point of attack now from Andrade. One touch forward towards the edge of the 18. Ikuta gets it onto her left foot, takes a rip, and is going to open the scoring here for Las Positas College in minute number 11. Ikuta's 3rd of the season. And Las Positas make it 1-0 here in the early going. Las Positas goal in minute number 11 off the boot of number 10, Yulia Ikuta. Hawks 1, Vikings 0. Also evens up the shots and shots on goal count here as the LPC Hawks take that 1-0 lead. Vikings, as we said, quick response Friday to the early goal. On some level, the frustration likely coming that that attack was in part the fruit of that incorrectly given throw-in to the Hawks. Rodriguez's ball in, cleared away. Up comes Rubel, nearly trips over it, but comes back to it. Forward from Miyazaki, kills that nicely. Mickey loses control over the top of the ball, and that's going to come to Lizette Elenes. Elenes ahead for Bingham. Bingham 2 goals in the game against Contra Costa a week ago. LPC's last win. They enter play at 4-3-1. Ball forward here for Elenes. Now back to Andrade and wide to Gomez here up the left side. Gomez back to Andrade. Centrally for Elenes. Alina watching closely. Drop back. Might be a chance for Soboleski to take it away. It does tip it into the center circle. Mitchell patrolling. Up the right side where Giovanna Kobel is moving. This ball forward, maybe the smallest hint of a shove in the back, but nothing for Mr. Bowie in the center. Rigas loses control, and the ball claimed by Husic. Redshirt freshman who missed the entirety of the 2024 season. Vikings coaching staff looking for calm right now. Nothing drastic, nothing dramatic right now. You gave up an early one. That happens sometimes in this sport. Hicks up ahead here for Rattery. Brings it to a stop. Tries to run it centrally for Rigas, but intercepted. Andrade. Gomez wide open on the left side, and they'll look to feed her. Not quite a direct enough ball, though. She's forced to head wide, and that gives Morel a chance to get in there and make it dirty. Hicks nearly had a touch. This ball now worked up ahead. Ikuta cleared by Rattery, who's tucked back into the defense.
Amadis, turn if you get it. Vanessa from Amadis.
Central for Flores. She and Amadis Andrade seem to be your pair of defensive mids in front of a four-woman defensive line. Andrade, center circle. Pushed back by Morel, and that'll come all the way to the center back, Mitchell. Like maybe more accurately, Flores, the other center back with Coble on the right, Hallbeck on the left, and Mitchell as her partner. Jordan Tovar, the woman in goal. One stop so far on the shot from that tight angle taken by Alina Rodriguez. 2 wins, a loss, and a draw in her starts. Goals against average, though, of roughly 2.5. DVC will be looking to put a dent in that before too long here today as Rodriguez tries to get a ball down. That's going to be cleared by Hallbeck. Knocked down by Regis, but Karam favors Alenes. Up ahead, Bingham, right side Coble. Back to Bingham. Regis on her. Bingham pushing hard to the right side. Double team comes. Robertson to the ground. Still Bingham. Fizzes a ball in along the byline. That'll be out for a goal kick. This, of course, the first game of the week here in DVC Athletics. A look at what else there is to come. Water polo with the first women's men's doubleheader on at 3:30 tomorrow. That'll be over at the DVC Aquatic Center in the beginning of the season for the women. Men have been at it for quite a bit and stacking up a pretty decent-looking record. Volleyball's got a pair of Big 8 games, including one here at home on Friday against Santa Rosa. And at that very same time, the number 6 team in the state of California, Jimmy Collins' Vikings football team, will be in action hosting Shasta. Cross country as well at the Modesto Invitational, or rather Modesto-flavored week. All told here for DVC after volleyball faced off with Modesto last Friday. Of course, the Vikings soccer team next game will be against Modesto on the 10th of October. Long break between now and then. Try and get healthy. Get some of the newer players like Calista Rubel and Sofia Gonzalez integrated fully into this roster. Today, so far, the bench options. We've just seen Emma Soboleski in quickly for Sofia Gonzalez. As we told you in the open, Angie Huber, Hannah Walden, and Jocelyn Pelcastre also available. Long ball out of the back from Las Positas, chased down by Calista Rubel. Looking for somebody to feed now. Launches this one deep. That's going to take a bad deflection for LPC, and it ends up all the way over here on the side for Soboleski. Tries to roll one in, but it's going to be a little too quick. Nobody in the box yet to join her just yet. Rodriguez was still coming in. Miyazaki and Rattery were both still a bit back. Morel forces that one into the center. Rubel's clearance knocked out of bounds here by Vanessa Gomez. Morel looking for Rodriguez. We're back to goal. Converged upon by 2 defenders. Ball pops loose, and it's claimed by Maila. Hicks centrally for Regis. Robertson comes back to her after the first attempt. Now up the left wing looking for Rattery. Mitchell to it first. Coble. Here's a long ball looking for Ikuta. The flag stays down. Bella is going to let her get to that here. Fires it and wrong foots her. And that one may have called for a bit more aggression from the Viking keeper. Las Positas make it 2, and it's Yulia Ikuta with her second. That one in minute number 19.
Las Positas goal in minute number 19. Off the boot of number 10, Yulia Ikuta. Second of the game for Ikuta and fourth of the season. LPC 2, DVC 0.
You and Amarisa side by side. Leah, you're the 10. Leah, you're the 10.
So Vikings with some work to do here, and this is not the way their days have generally started this season. They've been defined by strong starts and then maybe occasionally struggling to get home at the end of the second half or struggling to get rolling at the start of the second. But entering play today, they were outscoring teams 5-3 in the opening 30 minutes of matches after a stalemate in the game against West Valley, a pair of goals within 3 minutes of each other as this one's vertical looking for Molly Rattery, but a little too central. Out comes Tovar. It's been minutes 31 through 60 that have been the real problem. That's where DVC have been outscored 8-3. They've been playing to a 4-4 stalemate in the final 30 minutes of their matches. The one place where they had an advantage has just become 5-5 now. Laspo with a pair of goals in the early going. Right now the work of Yulia Ikuta and particularly the cool finishing from her. The difference in this game, Vikings have had one bona fide chance on goal and hit it more or less directly at Tovar. Miyazaki on the ball here. I think I misspoke earlier. I believe it's the third of Ikuta's season. She had 2 assists against Contra Costa, but just the 1 goal. Ball dropped back for Miyazaki. Taken away, and now it's Lizette Elenes again. Up the left side for Vanessa Gomez. Morel in pursuit. This one rolled in the direction of Callista Rubel, and she will claim. Puts a boot through this, and in the meanwhile, DVC with a substitution, and Angie Huber now in at the center of the attack, looking to take a player on the dribble. Angie fires that with the left boot. Clearance is going to favor Soboleski, but she pops it up and over the top of the goal for the Vikings' third attempt. That one not on frame. Couple of errant touches there. I think Huber was hoping to try and wrap a ball towards the far post. It's a slight mishit. Went more or less directly between Tovar and a defender. The defender with the partial clearance skewing off the foot, and then Soboleski trying to hit that first time. Vikings will make a substitution and insert Jocelyn Pelcastre in a moment.
Swing it around. Swing it around.
Third of the 4 options on the bench to enter. LPC so far through 22 minutes and 30 seconds at exactly the halfway point of the half. At least to my eye, yet to have made a change. Andrade up ahead to Gomez. Drop back to Hallbeck. Vikings try to force them central, but now sees the leak out on the right side. Here's Coble. Coble inside looking for the runner in the interior. Nearly a hat trick before the hydration break for Yulia Ikuta, but that one fizzes across without a touch.
Entering for the Vikings, 26, Jocelyn Pelcastre. Into the match earlier for DVC, 8, Emma Soboleski, and 7, Anjali Huber.
Get caught up there. Make sure folks know everybody who's out. As we told you, one other sub on the bench, 21, Hannah Walden. 5 available to Coach Cumbo. That one under the body of Loetta. She's got to chase that down as Bingham gets to it. My apologies, too. I think it was indeed Reese Bingham who put in that cross earlier, not Coble. Going to have our first substitution now for Coach Cumbo.
Into the game for Las Positas, number 4, Isabel Garcia.
Appears she will take off Vanessa Gomez, the 15, and install herself at exactly that same position. Left wing in this 4-3-3. Ikuta. Brief battle there between Rattery and Flores. Comes free. Kobel. Now Flores. Now Kobel. Crossed in, and one big hop to Bella Hernandez off the foot of Marina Husic. We'll have to cop to the fact that the pink number's a little tough to see when they're all the way at the far side of the field, and so it's been something of a bugaboo here that both of the assists have come from that area. That's why you haven't heard an announcement from me about them. We'll see if we can get that clarified from Coach Cumbo at halftime. In the meanwhile, DVC trying to avoid there being anything else for me to report about LPC, and it's going to be Izzy Garcia firing wide right from about 30 yards out. Fourth LPC shot, 2 of them on frame, both of those in the back of the net from Yulia Ikuta, and we will have a hydration break here and then introduce the new Las Pos substitutes when the opportunity arises.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Bag.
Oh, you don't have one? I just kind of keep mine. I don't really carry mine in my bag. I leave it in my trunk. You don't leave it.
Yeah,
you
no,
don't
I also took my the other part of it. You don't have a hat, do you?
Are you good?
Teams on their way back out on the pitch. And you can tell quite readily here, the AI camera sees movement and shows you the huddle break rather rapidly. We, I believe, have a pair of new players out on the pitch. If they are going to do the substitution, it looks to be Torres and Caliz coming in. We'll confirm their presence on the field before announcing them, though. As for the Vikings, Soboleski and Huber still out there, Pelcastre as well as the right back, so no changes there. We do see Cameron Caliz in the center forward position as the ball's back in play here. And in the midfield, the number 8, Velasca Torres. Next stoppage, we'll go ahead and announce those. Ball on the foot of Isabel Garcia. Pelcastre trying to get stuck in there. Drop back now to Andrade. Bit of a miss hit there from Hallbeck, but Andrade handles it. The two captains working with one another. Back and forth. Now dribbling into the center is Andrade. Nice ball to Garcia just to put it into the path where Rigas could not quite reach it. Back to the newly inserted Torres. Out wide in search of Husic. Kobel, Torres, Husic again. Husic, long ball in search of the newly inserted center forward, Cameron Calise. Well guarded, though, by Pelcastre and claimed by Hernandez. Into the game for Las Positas at the hydration break, number 8, Valeska Torres, and number 12, Cameron Calise. Long ball claimed in the midfield here by DVC for just the briefest of moments. Now launched forward. Pelcastre has it go under her foot. Garcia looking to make it challenging for Jas. Forward for Soboleski. Doesn't stick initially, and now taken away by the 14. Oh, Isabella Hernandez. So I had her as 14 on my roster. The one I was given had her as number 3. She's out there now. She is, in fact, number 14. And that's all 4 substitutes for Coach Cumbo onto the field here, with the exception of the goalkeeper, the backup Amy Ledesma. Here's a nice ball inside here. Soboleski fires just wide left. Oh my goodness gracious. What an opportunity for the green and white. And Soboleski knew where to put that to try to beat the keeper. Had to make it challenging. Certainly beat the woman in blue, but only because it was wide of the post. 4-4 the shot count. Vikings have put 1 on frame. It was saved. LPC have put 2 on frame. They are both the goals by Yulia Ikuta. Here comes a ball free, and Miyazaki trying to float one in. Falls to Huber after a partial clearance. Crowd in the interior, and a very nice move by Priscilla Flores to get out of trouble and clear the ball away. Rubel up ahead, looking for Hicks. That'll get to Torres first, however. Hernandez working against Hicks. Still Hernandez. Now to Torres. Dribbling towards the center. Tries to center a ball up. Comes to Miyazaki. Under some protection of Cami Regas. Now back to Cami. Up ahead, Robertson. On the left side. Pokes that into space and looks to run onto it. Now one for Angie Huber. Tries to touch that through the arrival of Flores. Nothing doing. Central for Hernandez. Hicks trying to pressure her, gets a touch to it. Ball out of play, last touched by Black. Throw in comes to Calise. Here's Hicks under a lot of pressure from Hernandez. Works it to Miyazaki. Mickey spins around a player, now tries to work it forward. Runs into the brick wall of Andrade. One touch from Hernandez forward, blocked by DVC's number 14, Sofia Loera. Worked out to the right side, Soboleski. Looks to take Hall back on the dribble. Soboleski in retro after the double team comes. Hicks, Rubel. Along the ground for Regas. Back of the center circle, she'll drop this back to her defensive line, Sofia Loera. Alina Rodriguez will be back into the game before too long here. Next opportunity as Calista Rubel rolls the ball forward for Pelcastre. Nearly gets away from her there. Had a lot of spin on it. Ball reflected. Pelcastre gets stuck in against Hernandez, but it comes free to Garcia. Hicks a good step. Takes one away from Torres. Miyazaki back to Robertson, who tries to loft one forward for Huber, claimed instead by Flores. Attempted turn from Garcia. Instead, Rubel will put a foot through it. This one arcing towards the right corner. Will it stay in play for Soboleski? No. Goal kick to come. We will see if that allows time for the substitution, and it does. Returning to the game for the Vikings, 27, Alina Rodriguez. Also into the game for LPC at the hydration break, 14, Isabella Hernandez. May well have gotten the attention of DVC's Isabella Hernandez in the yellow over black and black goalkeeper kit. But there are 2 of those today. Back and forth between Hallbeck and Valeska Torres. Hernandez out to the left side now, and it's Pelcastre in pursuit. Gets a touch to it. The ball's out, last touched by Black. And a throw in to come here in the attacking third for Las Positas. Garcia. Here comes a cross from Torres towards the edge of the 18-yard box. One touch from Robertson, but it comes free to Andrade. Step from Robertson as well to cut that ball off. This time Hicks there to help and clean up the garbage. Rattery forward now looking for Angie Huber. Didn't quite get enough on it. Cut off instead by Giovanna Kobel. Andrade wide for Kobel. Husic, Kobel up the right wing. Garcia in pursuit of that. DVC's two women from the center converge on her. Pelcastre now receives after Loera and Rubel with the dispossession. Pelcastre up the right side in search of Soboleski. Forward to Valeska Torres. Drop back. The pressure coming from DVC. Rigas now trying to step to the arrival of Andrade. Ball comes free to Bella Hernandez. It's going to be Bella on Bella in a moment here, except for the sliding challenge of Rubel. Ball comes free. Now a shot from distance. And a third goal on the board for Las Positas College. And that's Barina Husic, who scores here in minute number 36. And that's the chunk of the game that the Vikings have struggled with all season. That an unassisted goal as it came free off the Rubel sliding challenge. Las Positas goal in minute number 36 off the boot of number 19, Barina Husic. Las Positas 3, DVC 0. Rough day at the office so far for the Vikings. They concede a pair inside the opening 20 minutes to Yulia Ikuta. And with at least some of their mind likely on the idea of just getting to the halftime break still intact, concede again here. Nice sliding challenge, nearly brought that attack to an end, but there wasn't the clearance to follow. So if you have just joined us, a look there at the damage thus far. Ikuta in the 11th and 19th, Husic in the 36th. That's where we are at this point. 3-0 Vikings looking to get to halftime without any further damage. Las Positas this year coming in to play, as we said, at 4-3-1. They were just under 500 last year, 9-10-3. The hope for the Vikings certainly had been after the improvement on the score against West Valley last week. West Valley and Las Po were also the last two non-conference games last season. As Cami Rigas takes the ball away now, tries to bring one forward for Soboleski. Can she get there before it's over the back line? Doesn't look like it. It's going to win that race. We're going to have Walden and introduced to the game, and Hannah Morell returning. Into the game for the Vikings, number 21, Hannah Walden. Returning to the match for the Vikings, 2, Hannah Morell, and 19, Sofia Gonzalez. They'll take off Rubel, Rattery, and Soboleski, so it's a retread up in the forward line with Walden and Gonzalez going to the wings, left and right respectively. Hannah Morell into the midfield. And Maila Hicks back into center back in place of Rubel. Stays a 4-3-3, but it's now Rodriguez, Rigas, and Morell as your midfield. Huber flanked by Gonzalez and Walden up top. Pelcastre, Hicks, Loera, and Robertson. The starting defense we had grown accustomed to the first few weeks of the season before Callista's arrival. Currently the back line. Clearance here by Sofia Loera. Brought down neatly by Huber. Touches that forward in the direction of Hannah Walden. Looking for perhaps a refeed. Now one over to the right side. Looking for Gonzalez. Little long for her. Touched away by Hallbeck. And a throw in for the green and white. We talked about them looking for a... looking to avoid conceding again. The ideal thing would be to pick one up here and give themselves something to build on, as we all know. The 2-goal lead, the most dangerous one in soccer. And if you're going to have to go into the break down, you'd at least like it to be with, you know, that feeling of being dangerous. So far, 4 shots on goal in today's game. The only one saved, the one from Alina Gonzalez, claimed by Jordan Tovar. All 3 shots on the Viking goal have gone through Ikuta, and Husic. Ball launched deep here, knocked down by Pelcastre, but it'll carry away from her to Kalis. Drop back to Husic, up ahead Kalis again. Route 1 stuff for Las Positas. Finding Isabella Hernandez, now looking for one for Isabel Garcia. Garcia gets the touch to it. And the Vikings are down 4 here before the break. That one Garcia from Hernandez. The pair of Izzy subs beating the Vikings' Izzy keeper. Las Positas goal in minute number 41. Scored by number 4, Isabel Garcia. The assist from number 14, Isabella Hernandez. Hawks 4, Vikings 0. And now a giveaway at the back. Husic up ahead. Kalis loses her footing. The ball taken away here by DVC. Vikings lost last season 5-0 to this Las Positas side, and not a happy thought of them potentially ending up at the break with that same scoreline for a moment there. Ball over the top, looking again for Garcia, but too long. Waiting for ball retrieval over here on this sideline. It'll be Sofia Loera to put it back in for the green and white. Knocked down by Andrade. Hallbeck looped in towards the box off the head of Cami Regas. Drops it back to Hicks. Has to reach out and try to clear. Knocked down by Morel. Now taken away again by Laspo. On the foot of Isabella Hernandez. Tried to cut it around the arrival of Hicks. Maila stonewalls her. Ball dropped back into the defensive line. Coble, Hernandez, Andrade. Left side here looking for Torres. Taken by Gonzalez. Nutmegs Torres. And here comes Sofia. Sofia looking to take on Hallbeck. Dribbling toward the center. Taken away from her, and good work by Andrade to keep Huber from latching onto the deflection. Torres. Loera works that around the arrival of Kalis. Up ahead here for Gonzalez. Centrally here for Regas. Tracking back, Hernandez takes it away. Andrade. Kalis through the arrival of Pelcastre. 1-2 here with Isabella Hernandez. Kalis bundled off the ball by Pelcastre. Ball stays in play, no foul. In fact, worth noting that we are at the point of the clock stopping here with 2 minutes to go, and we have not had a foul whistled yet in this game. Ball in the direction of Morel, but that's going to strike the base of our camera setup here, and ball dropped back to Andrade. Mitchell. Forward for Garcia. Touch with the instep with her back to goal, trying to feed it forward for Hernandez. resisted by the Vikings. Now a long ball over the right side from Torres. No one moving into that area for LPC. Robertson will hold it in play. Forward now for Walden. Up ahead for Alina. Rodriguez finds Huber. Tipped over to the left side. Rodriguez working on Mitchell. Shows a bit too much of it. Comes free for Huber. She takes a bit of a desperate shot with the left boot. That will be the Vikings' second shot on frame, but not a terribly dangerous one. Claimed by Jordan Tovar. Takes one big hop over both Pelcastre and Garcia. Claimed by Sofia Loera, the ex-LPC player there. And that's a bit of a mystery. I don't know how on earth that's the end of the half, because it had barely been 90 seconds since we stopped the clock and there was a hydration break. So I don't know what to make of that, but either way, the half does in fact come to an end here, and we have the damage there, and in fact hadn't gotten the last one of them onto the screen. We'll go ahead and fix that as well as we reach the break. The 4 goals, too early, too late, and DVC just 2 shots on goal so far, unable to trouble Jordan Tovar over the course of the first 45. For the next 15, of course, as we always do, we will send it to the Beat of Diablo and our halftime show. Local music courtesy of the collection of Dave Hughes and the curation of myself, as it works out. But we will see you back here in 15 through 45. LPC
This
forward.
is the beat. This is the beat. The Beat of Diablo with Dave Hughes.
Hey there, local sports fans. This is Dave Hughes, the producer and host of the weekly local music program, The Beat of Diablo, broadcasting on FM radio at 90.5 KVHS and on television at Comcast 26. Here now are some select cuts from this week's episode, handpicked by your DVC Vikings live announcer, Joe Hickey. To catch this week's episode in full, visit thebeatofdiablo.com for local listings.
This is the beat. The Beat of Diablo's DVC Vikings Live halftime show.
Splash pop beneath the
Welcome back, folks. Referees at midfield, about ready in a few minutes here to get action started again at Pleasant Hill, California's Vikings Field. Uphill battle for DVC. Your score at the break, 4-0 in favor of Las Positas. 2 goals in the early going from Yulia Ikuta. One of them assisted by Marina Husic, the other by Reese Bingham. Husic herself would get the 3rd goal in the 36th minute, that coming on the rebound of a Isabella Hernandez shot that was smothered by Callista Rubel. Unclear, we're going to have to go check the video at some point. That may have been a Hernandez assist. The assistant coach had that down. We had a little discussion about it. But he thought he saw an outside of the boot flick. I'd had it as unassisted. We'll take a look. Could go either way. Hernandez for sure assisted the second goal, the second goal of that late going, the Route 1 attack that led to Isabel Garcia getting one off the bench. So Garcia with a goal, Husic with a goal and an assist, Ikuta with 2 goals, Bingham with an assist, and Hernandez perhaps with 2 assists, certainly with at least 1. Your statistical reset, the shots count at halftime, 6-5 in favor of Las Positas, but the shots on goal, the tough bit, 4 for LPC, every one of them hitting the twine, 2 for the Vikings that have been on frame, one of them with a little bit of stank on it from Alina Rodriguez back when it was still 0-0. The other one, a fair bit more domesticated off the boot of Angie Huber. And that is where we stand. No fouls, no corner kicks in half number 1. And I can't remember the last game I saw that didn't have either of those by the halftime break, but it is what it is. Just about ready for Mr. Bowie to bring us back into motion, and indeed we are underway here in half number 2. For the Vikings, it's Rattery, Rodriguez, and Gonzalez up front, the original starting trident. Midfield consists of Rigas, Miyazaki, and Hicks. And we are back to Rubel and Loera in the center, Robertson on the left, and Morel on the right of the defense. So the Vikings basically putting back their starting lineup. And the ball is claimed by Sofia Gonzalez out on the right side. Rolled into the path of Miyazaki. Resists the arrival of one defender, comes free almost to Rodriguez. The half clearance will come to Morel. She loops one over to the right side. Whole lot of English on that. Brought down by Gonzalez. Back to Hannah. Morel forward. Gonzalez back in to defend. The ball is off of an LPC defender. And that whole no corner kicks at halftime lasts all of 57 seconds, and DVC have the first of the game. Only 2 players staying back for the Vikings are Robertson and Loera. Rigas and Morel over this. Both of them have had success from corner kicks. Rigas 2 assists against Cabrillo. That one's to the head of Callista Rubel. Pops up in the air. Comes free now. Knocked down by Molly Rattery, trying to get herself turned around. This one, that's where Hannah Morel is located. And her ball in. Popped up in the air. Miyazaki with the head. A little bit of ping pong. Comes free to Alina Rodriguez, but she can't get wound up for a shot. It's her opposing 27, Priscilla Flores, who guns it away. Forward again for Gonzalez. DVC look to keep it here in the attack. Another ball that is deflected off, and good talk, particularly from the DVC bench at this point. What little we could hear as the teams got ready to go to the break was that this seemed less an X's and O's issue and more of a culture issue. Those last 10 minutes, particularly a major drop of the heads for the green and white. They'll look to see if they can get one of those back. Toot sweet. Rigas with the left foot goes short. Gonzalez back to Rigas from a higher position. She'll launch this one in, takes a deflection, and is not going to make it on frame after that. Last touched by a Viking, but it will be the first shot on frame for DVC, or excuse me, the 3rd shot on frame for DVC. First of the half. Took a few deflections, maybe one from the keeper who has been replaced. That would appear to be Amy Ledesma into the game now, the number 0. We'll wait until there's not an attack brewing to announce that to the crowd. Ball cleared partially, Hannah Morel on it. Up ahead for Sofia. Into the path of Miyazaki, looks to get turned. Mickey can't beat the second defender. Clearance held in for a moment by Robertson. Sliding challenge from Rattery. And another one through the back of the player. That is the first foul of today's game. So Vikings said there was a chunk of that ledger that was looking pretty empty, and so far have filled 2 of the rows that had nothing in them. 2 corner kicks and a foul here in the early going to go along with the shot on goal. Entering the game at halftime for Las Positas, number 0, Amy Ledesma. Long ball in the direction of the 17, Reese Bingham. Brought down, dropped back to the captain, Andrade. Alina looking to make it difficult. Mitchell and Flores continue to be the center-back pairing. Forward line is Ikuta in the center. Ball right now on the foot of Elenes, who looks to find Vanessa Gomez, who is still on this sideline, this near sideline, but that's an inversion from where she was located during half number 1. Now a right wing player. Valeska Torres remains in the game in the midfield. Seems to be actually Bingham in the center, flanked by Gomez on the right and Ikuta on the left in the forward line. The ball is looped forward in the direction of Bingham, but too long. Loera will chase it down. That'll be a goal kick for the green and white. So trying to give you the rest of the reset. It's Coble on this sideline at the right back position for Mr. Cumbo's women in silver and black. Mitchell and Flores, the center back pairing. Can't quite spot who the left back is at the moment. Torres, Andrade, and Elenes, the midfield behind that forward line of Ikuta, Bingham, and Gomez. All of that in front of the newly inserted goalkeeper, Jimenez. Excuse me, Ledesma. Uh-oh. Gomez gets around Robertson but can't wrap her foot around it, and in fact comes up hopping a little bit. Hopefully, for her sake, just a shoe problem and not a foot problem. And we do have the identity of the last player out there left back for LPC. That's Kylie Hallbeck as we get restarted here. Of course, through the duration of this half, we'll be giving you the usual around the horn updates. Tell you about what's going on here at DVC, and a lot of action taking place here specifically at DVC. In Pleasant Hill, we've got action at the pool, at the gym, and at the stadium over the back half of this week. Pool tomorrow, gym and stadium Friday. Nice little move there to work around a player by Gonzalez. Forward for Miyazaki, gets under her, but Rodriguez is there. Drop back to Morel as the right back gets involved in the attack. Here comes a ball driven in the direction of Miyazaki, popped up by Flores. That's going to go back behind. A third DVC corner here in just the first 6.5 minutes. Certainly this is the sort of attack that really hammers home how much better this game would look if it was still 3-0 or even 3-1. Knowing the Vikings are capable of this here, but they've given themselves an absolute mountain to climb. Rigas and Gonzalez over it again. This time Rigas going direct with the left boot. First to it is LPC, and they've got a chance to potentially break here, except that Rubel cuts that off. Out wide to the right side. Here comes an immediate cross, looking for the head of Miyazaki. Wide left. Heck of a developing play, and just barely unable to guide it on frame was Miki Miyazaki, but the Vikings looking much, much brighter here in the early going. And for as tough as the end of first halves have been for this team, and we saw that on display yet again in the final 15 of our first frame, DVC have also had the occasional issue getting started after the break, and right now don't seem to be having any issue with that, just yet to be rewarded. 2 shots, 1 of them on goal, 3 corners earned. They have been living at this end of the field here for these opening 8 minutes. Loera in pursuit. Has Gomez trying to run up her back. The clearance off the foot of Robertson. Brought down by Andrade. Back to Coble. That ball intercepted by Rattery. Sticks to her foot, now looks to push forward, trying to split the gap for Alina Rodriguez. That looked like it had exactly the right weight on it if it had gotten through the two defenders. Instead, reflected. Morel will drop it back to Bella. Morel. Wide right, Rubel. And Callista, somebody who can absolutely distribute from that right center back position. Miyazaki trying to bring one forward in the direction of Rattery. Cleared away. Knocked down by Maila. Maila surging into the attack. Here comes Hicks. Right side, Gonzalez. Big knock on to try to get some space. Sliding challenge, Hallbeck. Ball out the back. Another Viking corner, the fourth of this opening 9 minutes. Barina Husic will be back into the game in just a moment. A goal and an assist already for her in the first half. But she will have to wait until after this corner kick is taken. Gonzalez still hovering in the area as the short option. Regas with the left-footed in-swinger. That is the option she chooses. Finds Lina Rodriguez, and it's cleared off the line. Fourth shot on goal for DVC. This time around, she beats Ledesma. But it's a defender on the back line, I think Giovanna Kobel, who got that one off of the goal line. DVC very close to picking up that first. Attempted cross, little miss hit. Miyazaki not able to hold on to it, and Priscilla Flores drills it up the left side. It'll be a DVC throw from over in front of the spectators. Just a few spectators braving the metal benches on a 97-degree day, but we do have a nice assembly of folks down under the oak tree seeking shade. And maximum respect to anybody out here supporting the green and white on a day like this. Coming up the left side in search of a reaction to the Vikings' territorial dominance early in this half. Well cleared by DVC. Miyazaki trying to get away from a couple defenders, pushes it through the arrival of Elenes, but only as far as the defense. Andrade, now Torres, now Elenes. Loses out, and Molly Rattery will take it away. Centrally for Hicks in the circle. Gets that off the foot just in time. Now it's Rattery looking for one up the right side for Gonzalez. Half clearance only comes as far as Hicks. Right side, Regas. Cami looking to get in position for a cross. This one in off the back of a defender. Comes to Alina. She tries for the snap shot, but it's going to be well off target. That'll be a goal kick and time for the substitution. Returning for Las Positas, 14, Isabella Hernandez, and 19, Barina Husic. We'll take a moment there as that substitution comes about to tell you about what's been going on here in DVC Athletics. Men's water polo now up to a 12-4 record after dominating in their home pool at the Jack Flanagan Invitational. In the course of 4 games against San Mateo, Las Po, Santa Rosa, and Cabrillo, Donovan Swan, 15 goals, 15 assists. And so if you'd like to see a little of that firepower, come on out to the pool tomorrow. Women start their season with their first official game at 3:30 p.m. against the Modesto Pirates, and then that maritime matchup continues with the men at 5. So far, a very bright start. Big 8 play, conference play, though, always a different animal. As for Tricia Kwan's women's side, they'll be contesting a lot of their tournament play over the course of the month of October. Ball in possession underneath our camera. The number 6, Giovanna Kobel, her throw-in immediately reflected back out into the Hawk player bench. Another throw to come, Priscilla Flores up for it. Certainly you're used to a right back being the one who takes the throw-ins, a right back or a left back, but Kobel's got a substantial brace on her left arm. So I can imagine you might prefer to have somebody else take that just to avoid, well, increasing whatever level of damage led to her needing it in the first place. Of course, look forward to having women's water polo in our Around the Horn updates when we come back on October 10th with the next game here from Vikings Field. Ball taken away by the DVC defense, although too many cooks in the kitchen there. Robertson and Regas struggling to keep it in, but Molly Rattery attentive, drills the ball deep, and here comes Alina Rodriguez running into that space. Alina looks to potentially take on her opposing 27 and hold things up to wait for the cavalry to arrive. Now dribbles centrally, puts a ball in. Oh, that fizzes right into the body of Coble. Taken away, up steps Regas trying to take it away. Hints of perhaps a handball, but nothing even screamed for. Now it comes free to Molly Rattery. Trying to poke it through a forest of legs. Rodriguez hits the deck. Rattery gets stuck back in. Certainly like her attitude since the restart. Maila Hicks. Drop back to Regas. Look out for her. You have seen recently what she's got in that right boot if you let her get squared up. Unfortunately there, that throw or that attempted feed of Gonzalez out the sideline. We see a signal for a substitution, but I believe the confusion there is that that is lost po ball as far as I could tell. I don't think there was a deflection. 15 minutes nearly gone here in half number 2. Vikings have looked an awful lot more on the front foot so far through a quarter of an hour. Morel does well to resist the arrival of the pressuring player on that side, Isabella Hernandez. Long ball up the right side, knocked down by Hallbeck. Correction, Mitchell. Clearance claimed here by Robertson. Forward for Miyazaki. Now tries to roll this to the left side for Rattery. Looks to take on the captain, Coble. A little bit of a step over. Tries again to work her way to the left side. Coble equal to it. Drop back to Robertson. Tries to wrap herself around that ball to put in a cross, but will be unable to. It's out the back for a goal kick. Returning to the game for the Vikings, 7, Anjali Huber. She'll take off Amanda Robertson, which is going to induce a bit of a shift for the Vikings. Namely, it appears that Maila is going to head back into the defensive line. Callista Rubel stays with her in the center back position, and Loera moves out to left back to replace the player that's out. And meanwhile, Morel works her way into the midfield. In the meanwhile, though, she is having to track back to try to help out on this attack up the left side for LPC. Isabella Hernandez, briefly dispossessed, now permanently so, by Maila Hicks. Ball forward to Gonzalez, working against Kylie Hallbeck. Hallbeck wins that challenge. Her ball up the pitch, slapped off of Maila Hicks, and out for an LPC throw. Miyazaki tracking back along with Morel. They take the ball away. Work centrally for the newly reinserted Huber. Up the right wing for Gonzalez. She looks for the knock-on to use the speed. Now comes to a stop. Slides one into space for Anji. Anji gets it on her left. Fires, deflected away. Here comes Alina. Not able to make firm contact. Ball stays with the Vikings. Rattery on it. Flag stays down across the way from Mr. Yarkin. Here's another ball flat across the top of the 6. Beat one defender, then cleared by a second. Now it's Reese Bingham holding it against Maila Hicks. Looking for the 1-2 with Ikuta. Sliding challenge unsuccessful from Rubel and takes the player out. That's going to be a free kick and a trip to the pocket. Second game running where Callista Rubel has seen yellow. Yellow card shown to number 5, Callista Rubel, in the 63rd minute. There was a challenge that needed to be made there, as Bingham was definitely going to be off. 3 in the wall, Huber, Regas, and Rattery. Hernandez rather trying to fix the wall, but at a moment here where that free kick could be taken at any moment. Now looks to get herself in place. Over it is Priscilla Flores. Flores goes for the aerial route. That's over the top of one DVC player and cleared by Alina. Comes back to Flores. Now up ahead for Lizette Elenes. Has Coble, the right back, on the right side on the overlap. Her cross banks off of Rubel. Out for a throw. Your statistical reset here. DVC, in fact, out shooting Las Positas, believe it or not, 9-6. 4-4 the shots on goal count. Seen 2 of them now blocked by outfield players. 2 saves. 1 of medium difficulty, 1 of easy difficulty. That ball collides with a couple of players. It's going to come to Cami Regas, who takes it from between the legs of Priscilla Flores after she hits the deck. Now tries to put one into space on the left wing for Huber. Met instead by Mitchell. Clearance brought down by Elenis. Drop back, and that's straight to Angie. Angie cuts it around the arrival of Mitchell. Coble, the good close. Elenis tracking back. Coble will loop this one forward. And it's Ikuta on the run. Rubel will get there first. Shoulder-on-shoulder challenge. All fair for Mr. Bowie. Rubel. Deep ball knocked down by the back heel of Angie Huber. She and Rattery trying to combine to keep the ball there. Ball comes free. Rattery on it, and a foul whistled. Advantage briefly played and then taken back. That's the first foul whistled today against LPC. Both teams have committed 1. Vikings have all 4 corner kicks. And they will have this free kick here, looking to do something with another set piece. Rubel gets over it. DVC have scored off of 1 free kick this season, courtesy of an assist from Hannah Morell directly to Angie Huber.
Where 14 is. Where 14 is.
Mark 27. Priscilla, be free. Just drop straight back.
Keep moving 10. Keep moving 10.
Leah, go closer.
Keep moving 10. That's not
Get me higher. Drop if you don't get it.
Rubel launches this one towards the 18. Up with the head is Huber, and the follow-up. Goal! Go, 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 goal! Cami Regas. Vikings get one back here in minute number 66. And it's the woman that's been responsible for most of them as of late. Huber had a chance to extend her number of goals. We thought she had number 7 a week ago. But she's a very honest person and let us know that no, that was actually Hannah Morell who hit it in without a touch from her. This time she challenged for that ball, made it messy for Ledesma. And on the rebound, Cami Regas, Johnny on the spot. Wait for the end of this attack as it's forward for Reese Bingham. Look out here, Loetta trying to get back. Bingham fires wide right. Vikings at long last score on shot on goal number 5. Shot number 10 for Lostpo. 7 shots now, 4 on frame. All 4 of those in the back of the net. DVC goal in minute number 66. Off the boot of number 3, Cami Regas. Did I say boot? I meant off the head. Regas' 4th goal of the season. Hawks 4, Vikings 1. Foul in the middle, contesting for that 50-50 ball. That'll be another opportunity here for a DVC free kick, and they have their 2nd of those now off of a dead ball this season to go along with the 3 goals they've got off corners. Cami Regas has assisted 2 from the corner and, in fact, scored 1. An Olympico a week ago today. This one drilled deep by Callista Rubel. That'll be met with the foot of Allison Mitchell. And Hallbeck will clear it out the sideline. Hadn't seen Callista for the first handful of games of this year. I forgot what an absolute sledgehammer she has for a right foot. 22 minutes to go, likely to have a hydration break in the near future. Vikings would love to see if they can pick one up before that. Here's the ball in for Huber from Miyazaki. Good attentive goalkeeping from Amy Ledesma to come out and claim that in front of the Vikings' leading scorer. Huber with 6 on the season, Regis now with 4. All of those coming in the last 8 days. The Olympico and the banger against Dianza. And the late one against West Valley. Here's another ball up ahead looking for Bingham. Rubel's going to get there first, and she absorbs the foul this time. That battle with Rubel and Bingham getting interesting. And we will take that hydration break here. And we'll take a moment to tell you a little bit about one of DVC's other sports programs in action this week. And that is DVC Football, who have made it a perfect 4-0 start to their 2025 campaign and have risen all the way up to the number 6 ranking in the state of California. They do that courtesy of a 48-17 win on Saturday afternoon against Sacramento City, something that to any other DVC supporter in any other sport looks like a conference game, because elsewhere they're both part of the Big 8. DVC Football, on the other hand, is part of what's called the Bay 6. Sac City is a non-conference game, as will Shasta be on Friday, before the Vikings get started with Bay 6 play in the very near future. But in that game, DVC, as you see, scored 41 unanswered after giving up the opening score via a field goal. Kalani McLeod, another big game, although not quite as accurate as he and the rest of his teammates were the week before, when the Vikings had a total of 36 pass attempts and 34 completions. This time, just a, pedestrian 19 for 25, 231 yards and 4 touchdowns, 98 yards worth of that going to Kai Taylor, who continues to attract attention from all manner of Division I programs. Martis Ferguson and Elijah Bowe with a pair of long touchdown runs. Ferguson scored from 83, Bowe from 73. I remember when I was writing the stats up for this, I was about to say, you got 2 rushers with pretty decent productive days, and then I looked over at the longs, and I believe Ferguson had 87 total yards, 83 of them on 1 carry. Bowe had 78 yards, 73 of those on 1 carry, both to the house, because once you've run that far, nobody's catching you. And then Wesley Garton, who you see pictured there, 7 tackles, 2.5 for loss, and an interception. Heck of a game for him. Obviously a big defensive effort for the Vikings. They won their first game in a defensive slugfest, 10-3 against Fresno back at the start of the month. And that defense continues to hold teams down and allow their offense to rack up big point totals and to keep them moving up the California football rankings. So look forward to hopefully an exciting Bay 6 season. The only team ahead of them in the Bay 6 is the College of San Mateo, perennial contenders for the state title. And so we'll be looking out for that matchup. In fact, feel compelled right now to find out exactly when they meet San Mateo, because that might be worth putting on the calendar, especially if it's a road trip this year. Good restart here as Miki Miyazaki looks to feed Molly Rattery. Great last-ditch challenge there by Allison Mitchell to take the ball away. Up comes Mickey trying to take that ball back for the Vikings. She doesn't get it, but Alina does. Molly looped over the top, slowed down by the arrival of Flores. Ball stays loose. Huber! Goal! Right after the restart, DVC on target in minute number 73. And it is now the 7th goal of the season. We thought she had it last week. She's got it for sure now. Anjali Huber finishing that one off after what looked to be something handleable there for Ledesma. DVC goal in minute number 73. The 7th of the season for number 7, Anjali Huber. LPC 4, DVC 2. Still work to do, but definitely the Vikings have got to feel a little different about this game right now. Maila Hicks in battle with Yulia Ikuta, who scored the first 2 of the LPC tallies. Their battle carries all the way across the back line, and it'll be the Hawks' first corner kick. Corner to be hit from the left side, in swinger with the right boot. This one towards the near post, headed away. It's Anji on that. Ikuta brings it down for a moment, but Miyazaki will clear. Comes as far as Hallbeck, who's now worked all the way over to the right side, tries to push that through the double arrival of Hicks and Gonzalez, and in doing so will knock it out the back. By the by, we were commenting beforehand that DVC San Mateo football game might be worth checking out. For those that would like to mark their calendar, 1 p.m. Saturday, October 11th. I'm sure that in Around the Horn, it's all I'll be talking about next time we get on the air on October 10th. Vikings coming forward. Gonzalez's first attempt, knocked back by Kobel, straight back to Sofia. Now loops one over to the right side. On it is Soboleski, but Ledesma will get there first. Quarter of an hour to go. The Vikings absolutely on the front foot now. And we are at the point of that quote-unquote most dangerous lead in soccer. Vikings need to keep their defensive shape, not let the craziness get to them and cause a 5th goal to get knocked across the line.
Good job, Amy. That's it. Midfield, squeeze. Midfielders, touch tight.
Ball forward, held by Emma Soboleski near the sideline, earns the Vikings another throw about 10 yards shy of the midfield stripe. Throw in is as far as Hallbeck, back towards Ikuta, but that'll be cleared away by Hicks. Anji trying to go up Route 1 for Rattery. Ends up straight to Kobel, back to Mitchell. Long drive in the direction of Bingham, a little too long for her. Comes to Gonzalez. She launches one deep. That one's controlled for a moment by Soboleski. Lost Poe back on it. Miyazaki trying to get stuck in. Diagonal ball going central. That's going to get by the first defender, and Sofia Gonzalez will be the one to chase it down. Under the pressure of Bingham, finds Regas. Regas absorbs a little contact. Ball out for a Viking throw. Cammie needing a moment to get back to her feet. Hope things are all right there. It's a pretty evident shove on that one, apparently judged to have been from the side rather than from the back. But it does seem that Regas is going to need a little bit of attention. Might be Walden in a moment. We'll take a pause here as attention is given to Cammie Regas and have a look at DVC volleyball. They kicked off Big 8 play last week. They did suffer a pair of straight set defeats to San Joaquin Delta and Modesto, but the good news in the Big 8 is the games just keep coming, 2 a week, and you get to play everybody twice and get another crack at them. So they will be on the road tomorrow against Folsom Lake College. Following that, they will be on their way back home to host Santa Rosa on Friday at the gym. That at 6 p.m. That is, for those that are uninitiated, volleyball o'clock. Games usually on Wednesdays and Fridays here at DVC. One other team already in action besides the ones you've heard about already. As we mentioned, women's water polo will be getting underway in, well, roughly about 22 hours as it works out now at 3:30. The other team that's been in action is cross country. They last competed at the Kyle Robinson Twilight 2 weekends ago at Merritt College. Women's top Viking was Elena Mendez, who took second place overall and was your top community college finisher in the 3K. 11 minutes and 18.8 seconds, which every time I read those times for those distances makes me feel really, really old. Men's top Vikings were Jacob Pancoast in the 3K, got in under 10 minutes, 5th place out of 26 runners, and Paulo Morales just barely outside the top third of the runners in the 5K at 16:04. They are in action on Friday when they will face off, or when they will travel, rather, to the Modesto Invitational in Tulumne. And, of course, the remainder of what's coming up, or the summary, rather, of it, right there on the screen for you as we're just about ready to get back underway. Regas has gotten off the field and is standing off behind the Las Positas player bench. Hannah Walden in her place, and DVC immediately take one back. Alina Sofia up ahead now for Angie. Angie trying to touch it through the arrival of Flores, and does, into the center for Miki Miyazaki, who's filling space. Beautifully done. Some runners are Soboleski up the right, Angie toward the center. The ball in, though, knocked down by Mitchell, who has been a tower of power in the center. That ball, though, a hospital ball, straight to Molly Rattery. DVC back on it, 11 minutes to go in our encounter. Up ahead here for Emma. Comes to a stop. Ball forward knocked down by Hannah Morell. She'll keep it in play at the far sideline, doing battle. She and Kylie Hallbeck locking horns over there. Comes away to the Vikings. Forward for Angie Huber. Her first touch, a little out of control, and favors LPC. Clearances to Loetta. Back to Hicks. Gonzalez playing the left back position right now for DVC and has done so to great effect. Ball forward for Miyazaki, but the opposing 17 runs right up her back. Bingham takes it away. Centrally here, Andrade working against her opposing captain, Alina Rodriguez. Forces the errant hit. DVC throw to come in a moment. And two substitutions readied for Mr. Cumbo. Looks like one as well about to come for the green and white. Isabel Garcia, scorer of the goal in the very late going, is going to enter, as is the 12, Cameron Calise. For DVC, Callista Rubel back into the game. She takes off Sofia Gonzalez. Returning to the game for Las Positas, number 12, Cameron Calise. And number 4, Isabel Garcia. Back for the Vikings, number 5, Callista Rubel. 10 minutes for the Vikings to see if they can get this a little closer. Maybe get a useful result out of today against the team currently with a winning record. Alina Rodriguez looking to work her way through Andrade. Pushes that wide towards Walden. Touched out by Coble. Throw coming in for the Vikings here from an attacking position. Throw comes to Alina Rodriguez. Brings that down with the chest. Pushed toward Walden, but cleared by Coble. Ikuta not able to hold on to it. Rubel not able to clear it. Now they're locked in battle. Rubel. Shove from behind. Loses out on that battle. Comes free to the 19, Husic. Working on Morel. Comes to a stop, guards it out there, and it'll be a throw in for LPC. If the Vikings can pick up a goal or two here and get a useful result out of this, it'll be the story of the first half of the season for them. If they can't, I think the story is basically going to be that of you cannot let a game get away from you like that in the first half. A real dropping of the heads. The third goal was somewhat understandable. The fourth one was absolutely a lack of concentration, and you might argue the second one as well. They've demonstrated in this second 45 minutes they can absolutely go toe-to-toe with this team. In terms of personnel, no difference. This isn't a situation where Coach Cumbo emptied his bench and suddenly DVC ran up a couple of consolation goals off of the subs. This is what Coach Mullins will tell her charges they could have been doing right from the get-go. Walden trying to roll one forward for Alina. Nothing doing. Ball taken away here by Alina. The LPC player Calise nutmegged by the throw in itself. Ikuta trying to nutmeg Hicks. Cleared away by Loera and stopped by Huber. Trying to put one up the left side for Walden. Plays that off Coble. It'll stay with the Vikings in front of their own player bench. Amanda Robertson up with it, looking for a teammate to hand that ball off to. It'll be the captain, Maila Hicks. Up the left sideline, popped up with the head of Rattery. Now a battle between Khalees and Hicks, and it'll be Hicks punching it forward. That's going to go out for a throw. Your statistical reset on the day. Vikings 11 shots, 6 on frame, 2 goals. LPC 7 shots, 4 on frame, all of them into the back of the net. Walden looking to take the throw quickly. Angie Huber on it. Trying to work her way through the arrival of Mitchell, and does. Trying to enter the 18 from the left side, and does. Looks to square a ball up, but that's going to find Ledesma at the near post. Riga's putting very little weight on her right foot as she gets back to the bench. That probably the worst news of today. But another one of those things that makes you glad that there are no games for about 2.5 weeks after this. Maila controlling at the back of the center circle. Up ahead here now for Rattery. Trying to find something up that channel. Not able to beat Mitchell to find Huber leaking out. Loera doing battle now with Khalees. Centrally off the foot of Husic. Rodriguez in to apply pressure, but she does well to drop that back to Mitchell. Pressure coming from Huber. First on Mitchell, now on Coble. Back to Mitchell, and she loses out. Here comes Rattery. Trying to put one into space on the right side, a little too central for the run of Emma Soboleski. And Ledesma will come out and flop to the ground. Inside the final 5 minutes, the drop kick met by the foot of Morel comes back to her after a touch from an LPC player. This ball launched in towards the top of the 18, popped up by Huber. It's going to give Isabel Garcia room to get to it. Garcia looking to spring Khalees up the center. It's a foot race between her and Loera. Sophia's going to win it. Plays that out the sideline. Time for a sub. Re-entering the game for Las Positas, number 8, Valeska Torres, and number 15, Vanessa Gomez. Re-entering for the Vikings, 19, Sofia Gonzalez. Approaching the final drips of today's action, 3.5 minutes now to go. Ball worked up the right sideline, but out for an LPC throw in the middle third. Again, the story of today's game, really the difficulty in the middle third of the match. Could just about deal with the 2 goals from Yulia Ikuta. One of them was very, very well managed and a cool, confident finish. The other one you might have liked to have seen Bella Hernandez challenge a little more aggressively, but it is on-the-job training as a goalkeeper as she comes on out to monitor the battle between Garcia and Loera. Ball out last touched by Black. It will be the second LPC corner. It was those 2 late goals, Husic and Garcia, inside the final 10 minutes of that half. Really changed the whole complexion of things, and you see what this team is capable of during the course of this second half. They put 2 goals on the board, but even that doesn't quite tell the tale. They really dominated They haven't allowed Las Positas to put a shot on frame in the second half. I think they've only taken one shot, period, in these 43 minutes as the clock comes to a stop on 2. Here's a ball to the far post. There is a shot that ends up on the baseball field. Admittedly, if by shot you mean somebody throwing their body to try to deflect the ball in off of whatever piece of themselves they can get onto it, then that's what that was. 8th shot of the day, but to the best of my recollection, I think just 2 shots taken, none on frame for LPC in the second half. The Vikings earn themselves 4 corners. They go from 2 shots on goal to 6 shots on goal. And they put 2 in the back of the net, courtesy of Cami Regas and Angie Huber on either side of the drinks break. I think that will be the story at game's end is look at what you did in the second half. If you hold yourselves together in the first, this might have been a point. Molly Rattery on it. DVC will see if they can get one more consolation tally here in the late going. Tallied late to make it a 1-goal loss to West Valley as well after trailing 3-1. Long ball driven in the direction of Sofia Gonzalez by Hannah Morel. Reflected. Now drilled up the left wing. Out comes Bella. And she'll clear that one away. And that's maybe a little more of what you're hoping to see in upcoming games as the Big 8 schedule gets underway. That aggression was a bit lacking in the first half. Bella's had some good games. She did stop 6 shots out of the 9 against West Valley. As Morel makes a sliding challenge, ball stays right there in play. Hannah not afraid for that. Emma Soboleski's got it. Drop back to Alina. Comes back to her. Trying to feed it forward. Foul committed over at that side. Minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time given by Mr. Bowie in the center. Rattery. Rodriguez. Up ahead here for Soboleski. Emma. Comes to a stop. Dribbles through one player. The closure comes the other side. It'll be a throw-in for the green and white here in this final moment of today's encounter. So a lot to like about that second half. Throw-in comes to Emma. Drop back in the direction of Alina. Another Viking throw to come. In all likelihood, next clearance out of this zone will probably bring about the triple whistle. Knocked back to Morel, trying to blast a ball forward. She's now locked in a battle with Valeska Torres. Ball is out, and that will indeed be the final whistle here today. So the Vikings fall to a 4-2 defeat, but as we said, a second half absolutely full of encouraging moments, and DVC will look to reflect on what could have been and build on what was in preparation for Big 8 play starting on October 10th. We're going to talk to the assembled masses here for just a moment, and then we'll wrap things up on DVC Vikings Live. That will do it for today's match, Vikings fans. Your final score, Las Positas 4, DVC 2. Goals in the first half, a pair from Yulia Ikuta in minutes number 11 and 19. The first assisted by number 19, Barina Husic. The second by number 17, Reese Bingham. Later in the second half, goals for Las Positas in the 36th from Barina Husic, and in the 41st from Isabel Garcia, both assisted by number 14, Isabella Hernandez. DVC, the 2 goals in the second half. In the 66th minute, a bounding ball put in with the head of number 3, Cami Regas, her 4th goal of the season. And in the 73rd, a diagonal ball that found the far post off the boot of number 7, Angie Huber, her 7th of the season. The Vikings have a sizable break between now and their next fixture, Vikings fans. Mark your calendars and set your alerts for Friday, October 10th, when the Green and White open Big 8 play by hosting the Modesto Junior College Pirates for a Maritime matchup in Pleasant Hill. Kickoff at 4 p.m., and if you can't make it to the game, you can watch along on DVC Vikings Live at the DVC Athletics YouTube page. More immediately, DVC Soccer has a fundraiser today at the Chipotle in Crescent Plaza in downtown Pleasant Hill. 25% of all sales at that location between now and 9 p.m. tonight go to the DVC Soccer program. And remember, guac and sour cream may be extra, but they are also green and white. So treat yourself and do some good for DVC Soccer. While you're at it, help us keep the party going for DVC's head coach Colleen Mullen's 200th win last week, and perhaps meet some soccer alums. Elsewhere in Vikings land this week, water polo hosts Modesto tomorrow for a women's-men's doubleheader starting at 3:30 p.m., while volleyball continues their Big 8 calendar with a home game Friday at 6 p.m. at the gym against Santa Rosa. At the same time, over at the stadium, DVC's 6th in the state football team will host Shasta for their pre-conference finale and look to make it a perfect 5 from 5 before locking horns with the Bay 6. To keep up with all of it, point your browser to dvcvikings.com, your source for all things green and white. Thanks again for your support of DVC Soccer. Get home safe tonight, and we'll see you again in October to cheer on your Vikings. And that'll do it for us here as well on the live stream. Thanks for joining us. We'll, of course, be back on the 10th here as well on DVC Vikings Live to bring you that conference opener against the Modesto Junior College Pirates. Until then, for everybody that makes DVC Soccer and DVC Athletics possible, this is Joe Hickey wishing you dreams of green. So long.